Hello, and welcome to another episode of SprueCast. Um, Gil, unfortunately, is in the middle of a storm, so his internet is really patchy, and he's unable to make it tonight. He may pop in if he can get his internet connected. But so he'll be back next week. I'm joined as always by my co-conspirators, Josh from Rise Dam Designs and Gordon. You haven't got a site set up yet, have you, Gordon?
I've got you YouTube, but too much hassle.
You don't, yeah, I know what you mean. So, yes, welcome to all. So this week, we've not really got a topic this week, so we're just going to look at a few things. We're going to look at what we've been working on. I'm just looking at my notes there. We have had a request to do more World War II stuff, and that's fine. So with that in mind, Gordon's going to do a review on a new kit. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll let Gordon tell you that. There's something I wanted to show in the one of the magazines that's come out this month, and I'm going to do a little demonstration on how you can improve your tweezers. So we'll do that. So first of all, we will have a look at what we've been building and doing this week. I'll go first because I just I'll get this out of the way. So basically, bring the camera down to here. And yes, I'm still on the Rolls-Royce Continental. It's getting to the stage now where I'm doing very, very tiny detail work, and sometimes my hand shakes a lot because of the medication I'm on. So there's times when I just can't do anything. But this week you'll see from last time the wheels are all on now. We've got the door.
On big screen, Mark.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me just. Where am I? There I am. So we've got the wheels on. All the little details of the little chrome latches, the handles for the door. We've got one side is on, loads of little pieces that are. Grab it. Loads of little pieces that are ready to assemble. Now, I wanted to have the engine bay open. So it's going to be like it's sort of broken down, if you like. The driver's door is going to be open, and also this is going to be open as well. Now, the thing is, when you get this kit, there is no connecting hinge there. So you basically have to do like I've done there, connecting these two pieces. You just have to glue them together as best you can. There's no proper ledge or cut out or tab or anything. So that was okay for this bit, but I didn't want to do that on this section. So I actually took a piece of I can only call it like a T-shaped piece of plastic, and I made a sort of like a hinge type affair. I don't know if you can see that. Let me go. There you go. Painted it black because obviously it needs to be tucked away, and then that will glue onto there. Bear with me. And it will look something like that. So it's going to look really nice. Now, the one problem I was having with this kit, as you might remember, was the canvas roof. I was deeply unhappy with the canvas roof. I've since taken the roof, I've sanded it down, and I'm a lot happier with the result now. And as you can see, if we just pop it on there, you'll see it's a different color. The Gordon recommended NATO. Was it NATO black? I think this is
NATO black.
Yeah, and I've done it so that we've got some dark areas and light areas, and it just looks perfectly like canvas now, exactly as I wanted it. You've got the stripes that you get when you sort of fold it back, and you end up with those. Yeah, really, really pleased with it. So I have done quite a bit. It's just a slow process, but I think if I'd have rushed it, things might not have looked as tidy as I feel they do. So there you go. That's my offering for this week. And with that, I am going to scoot over to who wants to go next.
Do Josh, if he's ready.
Are you ready, Josh? There you go.
So I've been putting these together for the Twitch channel. I'm kind of trying to start doing, but so I've got them all together now. I mean, they're all a lot of detail on some of these. The one that
Wow, that's going to take a lot of detailed painting, isn't it? You got to need a steady hand for that. And where are these from, Josh? What was? I was busy typing something on the computer when you showed that. There's a massive amount of detail on that. Good Lord.
And this is the lizard guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. But no, this is Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Oh right, yeah. I've got some Age of Sigmar stuff.
So, and then I'll just show it, but I actually have the Predator all together now, sitting over there. I don't know, that's kind of what I've been working on. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to do anything else. I went and got a better air compressor so I could actually paint more than 10 minutes without it getting warm. So that's basically all I had for this week. Gordon is up. Did Mark go away? Oh no, okay.
No. So, this week, more work on the tornado, right? Not so much on here. Been working on the tail end, on the top, and majority of the work I've been working on this week is all that underneath.
No. Gordon, is that powders or is that oils? Is that paint?
It's oil paint.
Oil paint. Okay.
Yeah. This is all oil and stuff. Just put a very thin layer of odorless thinner on it. then put blobs on of oil paint, streak it one way, streak it the other way, and then blend it all in and pull it out the centre and stuff. Different colours back here. I've got raw umber, burnt umber, raw sienna, and a red. I think it was cadmium red I was put on it to get the different effect of hydraulic stains, soot and stuff. Down here, hold it, mucky fingerprints where they've been accessing panels and holding on as they've been crawling underneath. Down the side of the weapons pylons and stuff. I've got see if it'll focus. Yeah, I've done some staining and streaking on the wing there. I've got to do some paint chipping in a couple of places on that one. The same on there. I've got some of the paint chipping on there, but this wing for some reason was the paint had peeled off a little bit more, so that one's going to have a little bit more green and the grey showing through than this one has. But yeah, it's
how do them rear stabilise the wings? They actually move, do they?
Yeah, it's how I built it.
Oh, right.
Are they supposed to do that, or
That's how that's once I've actually glued them together, you'll move one and they'll both move up and down. It's just at the minute.
I like to see it fly like that.
The kit part is very weak and it snaps off. So what I did,
Yeah.
I drilled out the mounting holes, drilled a hole through
Yeah.
the side large, and put a piece of brass rod through.
Yeah. Yeah.
A piece of brass rod there, and another piece through the fuselage there. So it actually
Yeah, I see.
slides through, but by the time you've put the
Yeah, you
exhaust
won't see.
nozzles on,
Yeah.
you're
Looking good.
you're not actually going to see. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to the finishing post on that one, because once I've actually got this one finished now, then I can concentrate on finishing my Spitfire and me 109 off. So I'm itching to get stuck into them. But
So you've been on this. Sorry.
Yeah,
You've been-
it's same as you said, Mark. Yeah, I've been like for a long time now, because I built the kit years ago and sanded it down, repainted it and stuff, and used some techniques that I've learnt over that period of time, and applied them on this. So
Yeah.
won't be long now. I reckon possibly a couple of weeks. I've got a bit more oil staining to do, and then leave it for a week or so to dry off. And while that's drying off, I shall finish off the spit in the 109. So
It's
hopefully-
definitely benefited from the revamp. Honestly, most people might have just not done that, but I you know, when you said you were going to do it, I thought I'd rather build a new kit. But having seen what you've done, I think it's more of a challenge.
yeah, well, this is it.
Yeah, because you can just
It's known for being a dog of a kit, shall we say, to put together, right? But that was all taken care of when I originally built it, right?
Yeah.
So when I sanded all the original paintwork back, I thought, well, why I'm sanding it back? I might as well rescribe all the panel lines that were either very faint or non-existent.
Yeah.
So basically rescribed everything and gone over everything and redone the rivets and stuff to make them more pronounced.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's definitely what's it? Of course, it's like you said the other night. Oh, did you get that mucky underneath?
Yeah, because I honestly, when you first showed me it, I thought, wow, that's really, really dirty. And
that's a bit over the top. Did you get that mucky? Then I sent you that picture of one underneath, didn't I?
Yeah, and they do. They are absolutely filthy. Yeah, it's incredible because the thing is with jets, people see them from a distance.
Yeah.
And even you could have a car, a white car, but from a distance, it will look clean. But when you get up close, that's not the case. It's the same with everything. And jets, I've found, are particularly, that way. From a distance, they look really clean. But then when you get up close, you realise they're actually really filthy.
This is it. All these panels here, right, all unlatch and the hinge downwards, so you can get access to the engines underneath.
Yeah.
So you'll get all sorts of hydraulic leaks and stuff when they've been working on the engines. You get that bit of oil leak and stuff, and it runs down side of the engine. It drops off, it builds up, and it comes through all the joints and out of all the vents. And yeah, you get pretty mucky.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got working machinery and oil. It's not going to be spotless. It's going to be anything but. I like it. I really do. I didn't like it the very first time I saw it, but then Gordon sent me the pictures and I've been following what he's been doing, and it's actually growing on me, and I really do like it now.
It's like I was saying the other day. This one is the 1991 Gulf War 1. And I've got another 2 of these kits. And the next one I'm going to build, I'm going to convert it from a GR1 to a GR4. So in case altering the instruments in the cockpit, right? Altering a few bits and pieces on the fuselage, putting an extra pod underneath, blanking off one of the gun bay and one of the cannon bays and stuff, and that one will be painted grey, and it will be painted in the colours and the markings of Gulf War 2.
Yeah.
So I'll have my GR1 from Desert Storm, and then the GR4 from Gulf War 2.
Excellent. So there we go. Okay, thanks a lot for that, Gordon. Thank you, Josh. So now in a new sort of, not a twist as such, but I thought we'd have a look at, I used to do this when I'd got my, when I was running the sprue surgery. Yeah, I'm just working on that now, Gordon. When I was working on, when I got the sprue surgeon, So we used to take a look at kits. I buy my kits from Model Kits for Less. It's a UK-based company, so probably not as good for the American viewers. But we do get to see some of the stuff that's coming out this week. So normally I go through and filter it all and get the links and everything. But I thought this time it would be better if I just screen share and we go to the actual site and just have a look down the first few kits that are for sale. just to get a rough idea of what's out there. I don't know whether this will work, but we'll give it a go because there's some nice kits coming out. You'll have to bear with me a minute. I've got a new setup at home. I've got 2 screens running. And so just bear with me a second. I need to go to that one and screen share. Share screen. Oh, that's new. There we go. It's asking me what I want to do. It's giving me a choice. I've not had this before. So, can you all see that?
Yeah,
Is that model kits for lead? Right, excellent. Okay, so this is where I buy all my stuff. And I've just lost my arrow again. And we'll go down and have a look at a few kits that are coming out. So this apparently is due September time. It's the 172nd de Havilland Vampire, which is their price is going to be £9.50 plus post. A great little kit. I actually watched a rebuild of this. I think it was it at Duxford? I can't remember, but I was surprised to find out that a lot of this is wood. This nose area, a lot of it's wood, which really surprised me. I didn't know that at the time, and it's a brilliant little plane. And I think they've got one at Duxford. There we go. Moving down, there's Hobby Boss 1/18 scale. Oh, 1/18 scale UH1 Huey. Oh dear, that looks nice.
That's going to be big.
That one,
Harrier.
Yeah. Oh man, that does. I'm impressed. Okay, so recommended retail $74.99. Mike's doing it for $64.50, and that includes postage. So, yeah, I like the look of that. Is that another one, Gordon? Do you know much about this one, Gordon?
It used to be a pre-built static model at one time.
Is this like the Harrier with a toy?
Yeah, it's basically like your Harrier, but that'll be bigger than your Harrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not actually had a look at one yet.
No. Yeah, I like the idea of that. So moving down. Oh, I like this one as well. We got a 120 MHA. I've not heard of them before. Bedford. They're good kits, did you say?
They've been about for ages.
All right, it's a nice looking kit that. So yeah, there's and that is $43.50, including postage. I should point out I'm not actually. I don't know Mike Jolly. Just to let everyone know, he has no influence on this site or anything like that. And then we've got another Hobby Boss. I really like Hobby Boss kits lately. Another 1/18 one. They seem to be really pushing these. ME262A-1A fighter. Recommended retail £100. And Mike's price is $85.50, including delivery with Hermes. If you want delivery with anyone else, then I think you have to. There may be an adjustment to the price. And then we've got some foam board. I'm going to get some foam board. Actually, I'm going to try. There's a little thing on there so that you can. A little tutorial on making your own cobbled stones. I've just realised. Are we still in the little boxed view? No.
Yeah, you're still sharing.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. We got a tank there. It's due soon, apparently. I don't know much about tanks. Das Works, DW35021, German Stug 3, Aus. Oh, I'm not even. It's a Zimmer frame thing there. There you go.
G.
Yeah, it's a Zimmer frame. And then we got this. Everybody knows what this is. New release Revel. It's a 1/53rd scale at.
It's a reboxing, like the Vampire.
Is it? Is it a big kit? It looks a big kit. That looks like a big box.
But I've got one of the big ones upstairs in the loft, but I'm not sure what scale it is. Basically, is it the 40th anniversary of Star Wars or something, and they're bringing out all the Star Wars kits again? Because they brought that out. They're bringing out the Snow Speeder, TIE Fighter, the X-Wing and stuff as well. Or basically, it's the old kit in a new box.
Yeah, I've never built many Star Wars things. I've never built the Millennium Falcon. I've never built I have built a Snow Speeder. But there we go. There's a thing for Pocket Bond. He also does some stickers. We'll skip over that.
The majority of his stuff that he stocks.
Yeah. And then we've got a US medium tank Sherman with full interior and workable track links from Royfield.
That Sherman is an amazing kit.
Is it what the Royfield one?
Yeah, it's got full interior, full working tracks and stuff. I've got one on order.
Yeah. So that says due July. I don't know when they were last updated.
Yeah, they are actually available from certain retailers at the moment. Some retailers have actually got them in stock now. Right.
So that's just a plate. Yeah, we don't need to see that. A Meng French heavy tank cartoon one of the Toons one. Yeah, I'm not a great fan of them, but I know a lot of people are. 11.65 plus postage. I mean, if you go and you're buying a few bits and pieces, it'll probably get slung on for minimum amount of postage extra because they're not very big, are they, them kits?
No.
Big box. They're nice to build, especially, for kids and that. And they're, I'm going to stop talking because otherwise I'm going to upset people. I'm just trying to get down. We'll do one more. That's somebody that's. One. I love these. I want them a bit bigger though. It's a Scammell Pioneer R100 artillery tractor. I like these. I want to. There's somebody else that does them in a bigger scale. I think they do 1/48. I can't remember who it is.
What scale's that one, Mark? 72nd?
Yeah, that's 1/72nd scale by IBG.
Yeah. I can't remember who it is, but there is a company out there that actually does them in 1/35th scale.
Yeah. I prefer to build that scale, but I know there's a lot of people out there on the 1/72nd sort of scale. So there we go. That's that is that. I've got to be careful here because I don't want to end up stop screen sharing. I think that's what. There we go. Excellent. So so I had a look at some kits, that are coming out for sale and that. if you're interested in buying from Mike, it's model kits for less. He normally puts his bargains out on, I'm going to say, a Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Now, that may have changed. He does limited special offers. Now, so if you're looking on his site and you see a kit that's come out and it says LSO in capitals, it means it's a limited special offer. It's not the sort of one you want to wait. You know, you can't sort of tag it and say, oh, I'll come back and have a look at that, because it will, you know, once it's gone, it's gone. So there we go. Right then. So moving on. I think now Gordon is. Are you ready to do the?
Yeah, you can if you want, Mark.
So Gordon's going to have a look at a kit. Now this is. We had a request actually for more World War II stuff, and with that in mind, Gordon's picked this. So I will change the screen and hand it over to you, Gordon.
Okay. Right, so what we've got here is basically Airfix's new tool, Bristol Blemming Mark 1F. So it's a fighter. You get 2 decal options. Let's see if you're going to focus. No. Basically, you've got 23 Squadron Royal Air Force Wittering, and these are the markings that the Blemming Mark 1 that's flying out of Duxford. That's the markings it's wearing at the moment. Right. You got the Blemming Mark 1F 54 Operational Training Unit at Church Fenton, North Yorkshire, 1940s. Right. This is a completely new toolkit, and this is going to be a genuine out of the box because I haven't even opened it. So let's put them on one side for a bit and let's have a look just in the bag. Yeah, usual Airfix, one big bag, everything stuffed in it. Love it or hate it, unfortunately, that's the way Airfix do it. But at least we've got our clear parts in a separate bag. So I'll have a look at those in a minute. Fuselage halves.
So that's not a very big plane then, right? Or that's not going to be a very big model then, right?
No, I'm going to say there's a fuselage, wings. No, it's not going to be all that big, but it's going to be big enough. Usual Airfix plastic. Quite a nice bit of interior detail, ribbon detail in there.
Is there much aftermarket for that, Gordon?
Yeah, you can get. I think Edward do a cockpit set, interior set with seat belts and stuff. You can get aftermarket resin engines for it, metal undercarriage, resin wheels, and quite a lot for it actually. Let's. Yeah, but radio cockpit sides where the pilot seat fixes to. These are the bottom half of the wings. Some very faint and nice countersunk rivets, and on the gun panels here, I don't know if you can see them there, that panel there has actually got domed rivets on it. So quite nice panel lines in that. Take a wash. Nice to that look.
I think I must be in the minority because I love Airfix plastic.
I like Airfix plastic as well.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about it, but I love it. It's sort of soft, isn't it? It melds together really well.
Yeah. But you get two of these because these are the engines bombs, which you're not going to be using, not in this one because it's a fighter version. Engines are built up out of 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. With quite a nice detail on them. You've got the cowl flaps closed or open. Nice collector ring at the inner part, so that and that goes in there. And then the engine comes up in the middle of it. All right.
So there's scope there to make a really nice.
Oh yeah, there's scope there to go really OTT on it.
Excellent.
Nicely detailed undercarriage. Well, wheels. This is part. This, and that is actually the. These pieces build up the undercarriage legs. So
wow.
That goes in the middle, that goes in the middle. They go on each side and the wheel sandwich in the middle.
Yeah.
Undercarriage door. I think that's the lowered one. And that is the undercarriage for the raised version. So you can do undercarriage up or down. Nice bit of detail on the prop.
Yeah.
Part of the exhausts. On that. Let's. Nice bit of flap detail for the interior. Rudder pedals. Seats. Multi-part pilot seat. So see if I can get it up. Got some nice ribbing detail.
That's the pilot there, any? How does he look? Because they used to have a hole in their stomach, Airfix pilots.
Yeah, well, let's see if I can.
Almost. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Is there? I don't think there's, or is there? Is there a hole there, Gordon, just below the belt? There seems to be. No.
Yeah, he's got a hole underneath his buckle there.
Why do they do that?
It's part of the moulding.
But it's always the pilot.
Yeah. But, nice smooth detail on the top there. Spar detail for in the undercarriage bays. Parachute pack there to go beyond the pilot seat.
They've really done their own work on that, haven't they?
Yeah. So that's all. And this is the cannon pod that goes on the central line of the fuselage. And you've got the aerials for the night fighting version as well.
Yeah.
On that. And then we've got the movable bits. Bombay doors closed. Top of the Bombay. But unfortunately, you won't be using that one on this because it's a night fight, so it's closed. And that cannon pack, machine gun pack, sits over the top of this.
Right.
Well, part of the engine cowls where the undercarriage go. Rudder. Single piece rudder. Nice rib detail. And the ailerons as well. They're nicely detailed. And Bombay doors and the flaps. So nicely detailed tail wheel as well.
How much would one of these cost?
I don't know. I'll take the price off. But I think I paid about 35 quid for it. Let's have a look at the clear parts. Separate bag. Wow.
Now, this is where I find Airfix sometimes let things slide a bit. But is this a new tool? Did you say, is it a new tool?
Yeah, this is new tool, this is.
Right. So, yeah.
You get the whole of the front part of the aircraft in clear.
Look at that. How clear is it? Because it's difficult to see on the screen, but how clear would you say that is?
Let me see if I can find something with some writing on. Right. Let's pull them.
Oh, it's crystal clear, isn't it?
Crystal clear.
Yeah.
No distortion, no wobblies, no nothing. So you've got the mid-upper turret, the bomb aimer's position. That's the top part of the this part here.
Yeah.
That, and you've got the two different versions of the cockpit, the front nose glazing. So this is why you've got three, because it depends on whether you're doing the restored bird or whether you're doing the operational one.
Yeah.
So the operational one would be is slightly different because it's but you get the two different there are rumours going around that they're actually going to do the Mark IV, the long-nosed version as well. So there are some pieces that are actually in this kit that are applicable to the Mark IV. So
that looks like a possibility then.
Yeah. So we've got usual Airfix call out. This is the one that I've seen flying at East Kirby when they've had their air shows. And the guys that were there were absolutely fantastic because I was talking to the pilot and his navigator on the flight line before the show opened. And he allowed me to hop inside and take loads of photographs. So he let me get in, and I photographed all the cockpit, machine gunner's position, in the undercarriage base, photographing stuff in there. But that's the flyable one, and that is the night fighter, the training one. That was based at Church Fenton, 1940.
I've never built Bristol Blenheim.
I got because they do the same kit in 72nd scale as well.
Yeah.
And I bought that, and then that was delivered. Then I've heard that Airfix were going to bring it out in 48 scale as well.
Yeah.
So, because what I want to do, I'm going to get it out and have a look to see if they've just upscaled it or downscaled it. But I think from what I can remember, that it's two completely different kits. But yeah, typical Airfix. Green, cut the parts off, glue together, then it shows you the next part, what you're gluing to, usual Airfix format. I quite like how Airfix have started doing their instructions, and there is actually quite a lot of detail in this. 3-part pilot seat, sidewall detail, but look at that. Let's see if it can. The detail there. That's the cockpit. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to building this. But won't be for a bit. Fuselage stuff going in there. Bomb aimer's seat on the front. Fuselage arms going together. Undercarriage gondolas going on. That's for the wheels up version. Quite simplified. Same wheel, just a couple of different parts going on it. And then you've got the main undercarriage going together if you're going to do it lowered. And the amount of detail that's in that. And this is new tooled Airfix. So
I've not built. I don't think I've actually built a new tooled Airfix kit yet. I've got some, but I don't think I've built any. So it will be interesting. So I'm used to the old style Airfix stuff.
Yeah. Easy air engines times 2 takes you through it. The exhaust on the back and the collector ring that goes on the front. The exhaust come out the side. And the nice thing about this, if you wanted to, you could leave one of these panels off and actually see the detail. So if you added some lead wire, did a bit of plumbing, did a little bit of electrical work on it, and left one of the panels off, met a bit of a showpiece for it. And you've got cowl flaps closed, the cowl flaps open, port and starboard, various intakes and grills going on. There you can see, look, that's with the cowl flaps closed, that's one with an open body on the front. Make your mind up which one you want to use. Flaps. I'm looking at that. All right. If you want to close them up, you've got to sand all the internal detail off. So it looks flush. But look at the detail in there.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Some nice pin wash in there. Bring all that detail out. Bring it out a treat. Then you've got the that. All of this is just for the upper turret. It's a bit misleading because that's how it would actually sit in the aircraft. because that's the gun ring. That's where he sits, so his head would pop up through that. And that's it, in the right position. And the thing is with it, you can have the turret raised or the turret lowered, because it works off hydraulics, and there's different parts to have the turret raised in the firing position or in the stowed position. Got all the details in there for that. Right. Undercarriage doors on the undercarriage units, ties going together, dropping them on, tail wheel, the machine gun gondola that goes underneath, close the bomb bay, drill your holes, close the bomb bay, that sticks on top.
I see they're split wheels, so you've got
yeah, you're gonna have that seam, but
yeah,
they've got no tread pattern on anyway, so they'd be smooth.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. You got a couple of vents on top of the engine. Then there's Fred the pilot, shall we say?
Yeah, with his stomach problem.
Yeah. Then you've got the clear parts going on. That might be tricky fitting all of this because it's all clear parts. Have to be really careful with what glues you're using.
Yeah.
I'd probably put this lot together with something like I'd probably use that. Put all the clear parts on with some of that, or the one that Josh has got, the canopy glue.
Oh yeah, because Josh has got he tried that new canopy glue, didn't he?
Yeah.
We spoke about it. Was it last week we spoke about that?
Yeah, it's not near me at the moment, but it works really, really good though.
Yeah. I remember you saying how good it was.
Wingtip lights to separate parts, landing lights, the prop, and that's pretty much it.
Is there room to add like LEDs to it, or would it be too small for that?
I don't think you'd get LEDs in it. But what you'd probably be able to do with that is run an optic fibre through it.
Yeah.
Because you'd have one coming that way, because the bulbs are on the ends. So,
right. So you might need fibre optic.
Like that. So you could put a fibre optic cable in there and run it down the wing, and then do the one the opposite way, and put an LED in here. Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm assuming you wouldn't get like a 9-volt battery in it. It'd have to be like a watch type battery, one of them CR32 type.
You'd probably be able to get, if you didn't put all of this in, if you left all that out, right, you'd probably be able to get a couple of the thin finger batteries in a holder in there instead.
Yeah, so I know what you mean. Yeah,
that's doable, and the decals are actually brilliant. The reason being,
cartograph.
Yeah, the decals that I've put on my the Spitfire that I'm doing, right, are the same as these, and you run your finger across them, and you can only feel a slight raised part. They are uber thin, right, and let's see if I can see it. The carrier film is tight up to the edges of the lettering all the way round.
Yeah,
you've got carrier film in this middle piece and in the middle of the P and there, but it is so fine and they are so thin.
Yeah,
and I put the decals on that Spitfire, and all I used was some of that microsolent set and put some water down, put some decal fixer on it, put the decals down, and within a couple of minutes it all wrinkled up, and within about 20 minutes it all gone flat, and they were like a drum skin. But definitely upped the game, shall we say, with their decals.
Cartograph are really, they're pretty much the top of their field, I think, when it comes to that. Amazing stuff. The only thing I truly wish that Airfix would take a leaf out of Edward's book and put some photo etching, a little bit of resin. I just really wish they'd do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Mark, Airfix are their target demographic, so to speak, is the novice, the beginner, modeler, and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why they're trying to pump in as much detail as they can in plastic, so you don't have to go buying stuff.
Yeah, I get that. But why don't they do like an Airfix Pro series for the more advanced modeler? Maybe not Pro, maybe bad choice of word. Airfix Advanced, or something like that.
Yeah, but doesn't Airfix have the levels like all the other model companies?
Yeah, they do, but let's face it, those levels. I don't think I've ever really taken much notice of the levels.
For saying this is a skill level 2 kit.
Yeah, right. I mean, look at that. Would you give that to...
I would have said that, no, that's not a skill level 2 kit. That is possibly 3, possibly a 4.
I can't believe they've got that down as a level 2.
But...
Oh dear Lord! When you think level 1 is like the snap together kits for kids and that, and they've got that just one level higher. Look at all that detail and all them small pieces.
Yeah, well, there's some CAD images off the side of the box, right? That is the cockpit, right? Then you've got the turret. Then you've got the undercarriage bay. Yes, skill level 2.
No, that's not skill level 2, is it?
That's definitely a 3 or a 4. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a basic kit though. That's probably why it got labeled as that.
See, what do you mean when you say it's a basic kit? All Airfix kits are like that. That was my point. I don't know. When you say it's a basic kit, what do you mean?
Like it's a kit that you're going to be able to build out of the box with you're not going to have to add anything to it.
Right, fair enough.
When you get into 3 and 4, you want to add stuff to it to bring out more detail. That's how I understand all that stuff.
Okay, I mean, we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. I think if you go and look, you'll probably find there's a lot of stuff you can add to that kit. I don't understand their scaling system. To me, that is not a 2.
From what I can remember, they do. Edward do a cockpit set for it. Well, an interior set for it. They do an exterior set for it, which you don't get a lot, but you can get replacement resin engines, right? You can get replacement resin props. You can get replacement resin undercarriage, right? And I think the biggest part of the Edward set, but I've not seen one for a bit, right? You basically replaced and sanded off all the detail for the flap area and replaced it with brass.
Yeah.
But that takes it to a whole new ball game. But if Airfix was to put a Photo X brass sticky back cockpit set in this, it would increase the price of the kit.
Yeah. And yeah, so you've got to think what would you be willing to pay to have that? Do Edward do a kit 148 Bristol Blenheim like Profi Pack? Do they do one?
No.
So,
but this was what Edward basically do. Some of their Profi Packs, it's their own kit that they've used. Yeah. If it's not their own kit, it's like the Wine, Women and Song, the Marauder that they've just bought out, right? That is the old Hasegawa 72nd scale kit, which is the best 72nd scale version of the Marauder. So basically, they've given you the best kit in scale and then give you a load of goodies like cockpit sets, masks, and I think there's about 8 different decal schemes for it. So, of course, I've got all the Edward MiG-21s and stuff, and I've got one or two of their kits, and it's like the Desert Babe and stuff, which I was going to do a review of. What you basically get in the box, but there's that many people out there in YouTube land now that have already done the Desert Babe Profi Pack one. So why should I go and do it again when other people have done it? Unless people want to see it. If people want to see what they get in the box, then I'll dig one out and we'll do a review on one.
Yeah,
because basically you get the Revel Tornado with a load of their bits, and I've got on the shelves behind here, I've got all of their weapon sets. I've got the smart bombs, the Bob pods, the Sky Shadow pods, the alarms, the JP233s. I've got all the add-ons that you could put on it, weapons-wise as well. But if people want to see that, I can do an unbox, what's in the box on the Desert Babe, so I can show you what you get in the kit, and then I can actually show you as well what Edward do for it that you can basically glue on it, bolt on it, stick it under the wings and stuff. So if people wanted to see the Desert Babe, one weekend I'll dig all the aftermarket out for it that I have got, and we could do that. But because we were asked for World War II Battle of Britain, I've got that one that we've just done, and I've got another 48 scale kit for next week that we're going to have a look at. So that's basically what's in the box. You've seen it. It's not been owned. I owned it live, and I can't wait for the Mark IV version to come out.
Excellent.
If they bring the Mark IV version out, I'd do it in Coastal Command colours with the longer nose. Then depth charges in the bomb bay and stuff. Going hunting for the U-boats and stuff. Yeah. But
thanks for that, Gordon.
Definitely give it a 10 out of 10 for that.
Yeah.
That's cracking kit, that is.
It looks a really nice kit. So, we're moving on. Thanks Thanks, Gordon, for that. So next week we're gonna. There's going to be another World War II kit we're going to look at.
Yeah, I've got. I'll give you a sneak preview. Next week we're going to have a look at that.
Ooh, that's another new tool, isn't it?
Yeah, the new tooled Hurricane.
Yeah, I believe that's in this month's Airfix magazine as well.
Oh, that's it. Wait till next week now. That's it. Already seen.
There we go. So moving on. The one thing I wanted to look at this week, it sounds a bit silly, but I wanted to do like a tool of the week. And I just remembered I need to move the camera over to me. So I'm going to look at tweezers. We all use them. They're all very important to what we do. But I find, and I've found that many other people find, that when you've got the tweezers, when you put little pieces in, they tend to ping off, and you just can't get the grip with them. There's different types, obviously, and some of the things is that you'll pay a lot of money for tweezers like Tamiya. Tamiya tweezers are very expensive. Do you get value for money with them? I'm going to say I've never had a set of Tamiya tweezers, so I couldn't tell you. I have, bear with me. So I've got a pair that I paid quite a bit of money for, and they have lasted me such a long time. I've still got them. They're a little bit, the tip on them, I think the tip on them snapped off on one side. But generally, they're very good quality. And then I've got some really cheap ones. You know, the stuff you get in the free, in the manicure sets, shall we say. And they, like this, they look like that. And they're just no good, right? They don't grip anything. But this, where are we? So this is another cheap set of tweezers. But what you can do with them? Normally you'd just not bother with them, throw them out. But we can kill two birds with one stone here. One of the problems that we have with tweezers is, as I said earlier, when you pick up small pieces, they tend to ping off. There's no grip there for some reason. So I'm not claiming that I invented this or anything. I don't know whether other people have done this, but as far as I'm aware, I just had this idea one night. So I'm going to put the screen down so that you can see. So this is some Tamiya finishing abrasive paper there. I'll buy this all the time. It's excellent stuff, especially if you're doing cars and you want a really nice finish. I highly recommend this. I paid $3.99, and you get, I believe, so you get one sheet of 1,200, two sheets of 1,500, and two sheets of 2,000, and it lasts quite a while. So then what I've done is I've gone and with a pencil I've outlined the tweezers there on both sides. So I've got a fresh blade in my knife, and then on the inside of the line, because you don't need it to be on the outside, just very carefully, as careful as you can, I guess. Just trace your pencil line on the outside. Pop that off to one side and trace the other one again on the inside of the pencil line, because when you trace these things, it always ends up larger than what you want. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing this with your £20 pair of Tamiya tweezers. This is just something that will help your cheap tweezers work a little bit better for you. So I've got a little bottle cap there, and a homemade loupe, which is made out of a bit of doweling, a sewing needle, which has been cut off at the end. And then we've got our tweezers. I've purposely picked a pair of self-closing because I think they're just the right amount of pressure. Sorry, my leg's really painful tonight. I'm just going to have to take that off. Apologies for that. It's just really uncomfortable, and I think it was, you probably heard the chair squeaking a lot. So then the thing is, you just need to get a small amount of super glue, and this is just cheap super glue. Pop that on there, and then just want to make sure it, if you can, get it roughly right. Obviously, I would take more time over this if I was doing it for myself. Same with the other side. Super glue, and you don't have to worry about this because once it lasts a long time, and once the paper finally comes off, you can just get a sander and sand it off or burn it off, and it's not a problem. Bear with me, so I'm going to end up gluing my fingers to this in a sec. There we go. Sorry, a little bit shaky tonight. And then just let that close together. Let that dry off. And basically what you've got then is a pair of tweezers which have more of a grip than they probably had before. I haven't got any small pieces that I can demonstrate with. Let's just cut a little piece off there. It'll probably ping off now.
Ding! Never to be seen again.
Yeah, there you go. So it doesn't work all the time, but I would say 90% of the time you get a better grip with having a little bit of paper, a little bit of. Have we got? Let's see. Can we do that? There you go. So you've just got some sandpaper on either side.
I've got a pair of the angled ones, Mark, to put some emery paper on. It just gives that more of a grip.
Yeah, there is. These are not a very good example, but you're on about like those.
No, the same as the ones that you've got there, but mine are better at the end. Yeah, the reverse action one, same as them.
Yeah.
But mine are bent on the end.
Yeah, that's what I said. These ones. These ones here. Sorry.
Yeah, they're bent like that, but the reverse action ones, the ones that actually hold the part.
And if you look around, if you look around, you can actually see there's various types of tweezers. You can even get some with ceramic on the end, and they're good for not so much modeling, but when you're doing electronic work, these are much better than these because they don't create a circuit. on your board. You can't short circuit anything. Great, worth buying if you do a lot of electronic stuff. So
the reverse action tweezers, if you buy the branded ones, they are actually quite expensive. But
yeah, they are.
I picked mine up because I've been out on it today because it's been such a nice day. I've been out on the bike all day, right? And I used to go to a lot of motorbike shows during the year, ride outs and stuff. And these are exactly the same as you get in a blister pack that'll cost you a tenner, right? And I pay 50p for them from the bike shows.
Yeah.
Normally it's £2 for £1.
You can normally tell the cheap ones because they're light. They've got no weight to them at all, and they're very flimsy. If you get a really good pair, they're made out of a high gauge steel or whatever.
Well,
they're weighty.
I bought a pair of these, the angled ones.
Yeah.
Like them, and a set of the straight ones.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'd seen other people using them, and I bought the Tamiya ones. Right. And they cost me 38 quid.
I can believe it. Yeah, I can believe it.
A couple of pairs of tweezers, a bent pair and a straight pair. Right. About, I think it was a couple of months after I'd bought them, I went to a motorbike show, the big show at Stafford that I go to, and I was walking around the tools section, and this guy'd got a box, a tray full of these, and there were £2 for £1. So I thought, great. And I think I had a fiver's worth. And I've got one of my cups, and it's just full of tweezers because they're ideal for holding parts while you want to paint something. And if as you've just said, if you want something for a little bit more grip, same as you said, just put a piece of emery paper on it. That stuff that you use, super glue it on, gives you that little bit more bite, a bit more security, and you can spray your undercarriage legs, paint a pilot, or whatever. Brilliant. I prefer them to. Because I've got a set of them as well, and they're same as yours as well.
I mean, how many times have you picked something up with a pair of tweezers and the piece has just gone ping and it's flew off and you've never seen it again?
Got a bit monster.
I've always got one set of tweezers that's got some sandpaper or emery paper or whatever glued to the things and glued to the ends. And the thing is, when they fall off, you don't damage the tweezers, because when they fall off, you can just burn off the old super glue, or you can sand it off if you don't want to burn it off. And then you just put a new set down. And I had them last months. Like these will probably last me, I don't know, to be honest. They'll be quite a while, though. Before I've lost him now.
It's like in one of the comments in the live chat, Mark, Dave Price, he's picked up on it, and he's got the same sort of things, and he's put some heat shrink tubing over them as well.
Yeah, that's another method you can use. Yeah, I've done that before as well. Just get a bit of heat shrink tubing, slip it over the end, melt it to the excellent.
I always go to like store and not go to the hobby section. I go to like pharmacy section. Tweezers in there night and day better than the ones in the hobby section.
Yeah,
they actually hold. Like they're not coming apart. They're not flimsy. And I also do estate sales too. So sometimes you find good sets of tweezers in there too for like $1.
Yeah.
What's a buck? That's about £1, isn't it? It's £1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It's like with your knives and this. Like my weapon of choice is the scalpel. Right,
Yeah.
but
As is mine.
yeah, but I've been using these for years, but now I've got one of these.
Yeah, I've got one of those as well. I've got a red one.
So
It's plastic coated and it's got a knobbly texture on the end.
Yeah,
You can actually grip it better. You've got more control over it as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I've got a red one. I'm sure people have probably seen it on my desk before now. But you know what? I bought that about 4 or 5 years ago, and I got loads of requests. It was the last one in the shop when I bought it, and I didn't pay a lot for it. And suddenly I started getting loads of people asking me where I'd got the handle from, and I knew where I'd got it from, but I couldn't remember what the handle was called. It's just I couldn't remember who made it. But by far, when I show pictures of my desk, that handle is the one thing that people request information on the most.
Are those the scalpels that you can change the blade on, or is that just a solid?
Yeah.
You can change the blade. They have a different.
Some of those are fixed. Like as soon as the knife stall, you basically just throw the thing away.
Oh,
yeah, you're on about those. Yeah. I don't like those.
That's a retractable scalpel.
I don't like those.
That basically, I just use that for opening boxes because it's not. Yeah, it's made by Swan Morton, but it feels tacky. And if you were doing some delicate work, it's more than likely to snap or break on you. So,
or not cut a straight line.
Yeah, that's why I like them.
For when I'm doing like seam lines and stuff like that, I've got one of these, and it's a Master Tools. I can't remember the correct name for it. It's carbide shaver, I think.
Yeah.
And just down to my left here, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. I have a sharpening stone, and it's. I mainly use this on my resin printer for my build plate. It's got 2 different grits on it, a 3000, and then you flip it over, and you've got an 8000 on the other side. And it's a brilliant bit of kit. And what I tend to do, and it works fantastically with the. Let me just get this rubber with this, because you just put that on flat edge there, and you just need to go around and clean all your edges. Make sure you're very careful, because you don't want to cut your hands. And it does actually sharpen that up a treat, and that will just literally cut through plastic like butter. And I think you get these for about a tenner, I think they are.
They're between about a tenner, 10, 12, 13 pound mark, but
yeah,
I've got the blue at the light blue handle, that one of them, which is the dual-sided one, and the other one I've got as well is the
the Citadel. Yeah. No, the thing is, the only thing I wouldn't recommend using this on is if you do PLA printing, 3D printing on I always get these mixed up. Josh, help me out here. What is it?
It's a filament printer.
The filament printer. If you use this to try and clean them up, you can snap the end off, which is what I've done with this. If you use it on a on them filament printers, it's not because when you buy them, they're very fine point on them. So really, you only want to be looking to use it on your plastic and your resin. Don't try and clean up 3D prints with it.
Yeah, well, this is it.
Let's back up a second. Why would you use that on a 3D print?
Because I don't know. I was just I was very new to 3D printing. I think I'd only printed off 2 things, and they came off, and I had an awful time separating the supports. And I saw this carbide tool in a shop, and I thought that would work excellently. And I used it, and I ended up bending the tip on it. And yeah, so actually, I didn't snap it. I've just bent the end on it. You can see, if you look very closely, there's a slight.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I like using them as well. Because if you've got a resin figure, right, and the belt detail going around the waist isn't quite sharp enough, you can actually use point on one of that and underscore it and make the detail stand out a bit more as well. That's why I like using them scrapers.
Yeah, they are nice. It's a nice bit of kit to have. And there's variations. Josh has got the Citadel one. I have never used that. And Gordon's got the Citadel one as well. I find with this, I don't know. I just there's so many uses I've had with this, and I really recommend it. It's probably one of the tools I could not be without. Anyway, that is moving on. I'm just checking the time. I think we're about at the end of our. Unless anybody's got anything else to add, let me just check my notes. There was actually an advert I saw in a magazine that I did want to share because this a lot of times people don't. So when you're building something, you lose a part, or maybe even the dogs ate your sprue, or it's got trampled or something like that. I've never come across an advert before where the company has openly said, do not worry, if it gets damaged, we will replace it. And I'm flicking through scale aircraft modeling, and lo and behold, if I just find it.
Is that one of those magazines that got discontinued?
No, this one's still going.
Okay.
This one's still going, but lo and behold, at the bottom of the page, ICM.
Put it full screen then, Mark.
Oh, bear with me then. Where am I? There we go. Do not scold him. We will replace everything.
So if you damage one of your sprues, basically, then if you get in touch with ICM,
yeah,
I should imagine it'll cost you postage or a nominal fee, but yeah, a good idea that is.
Yeah, I mean, it just says there, free after-sales service for you. And I know that I've contacted, I think Revel once wanted to charge me, or was it Airfix? Can't remember.
Probably both.
Yeah, and you got to ring up and you have to lie sometimes. You have to say, "Oh, yeah, it wasn't in the kit" or something, because you don't, you can't afford to pay £5 to plus postage to have a new.
This is it. Sometimes this is my biggest bugbear at the minute with Tamiya, right? If you've got a slightly faulty part or you've damaged a part, right, and you just want to replace that part, you ring the importer up and you have to buy the whole sprue sometimes just for one part. And the price you charge you for one sprue, it's like half the price of the kit.
Yeah. So ICM have come out. Yeah, and the picture shows a dog that's at a whole sprue. Don't worry, we'll replace it. ICM just keep impressing me with everything they do. I didn't know them from Gordon tells me they were about quite some time ago.
The first Mark 9 Spitfire I ever built was actually their first release of the Mark 9. And yeah, it can be a bit chunky. It's got a few issues, but it's nothing that you can't sort out, reshape. And I see them going from their very first Mark 9 kit to the stuff that they're producing now, especially some of their armor. They've gone bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
And they're amongst Tamiya now, and some of the detail and some of the kits are phenomenal.
And they're bringing out new kits as well. So often when you see a new ICM kit, it's like this kit has never been done before.
Well, and they're also trying to hire people with experience, not because they've actually been around a long time now.
Yeah.
I really rate ICM, as well as another one I think that's doing well now. Again, I don't know them from the past, but I think they've upped their game. Zvezda, very much low price, but I've had some of their kits, and they've been very well detailed, and they've gone together really well. So yeah, Zvezda, I really rate those as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few new kit companies. Well, I say new. They've been around for about 5-10 years, and some of the kits that they're bringing out now, compared to what their first release was like, is way above the very first release. But they've taken on the right staff. They've done the research, and they'll do a test run, and they'll get somebody to build the kit from the test sprues and say, well, this part's not quite right. The molds give you a short shot on this particular part and stuff, and they'll go back, they'll refine it before you actually go and buy it off the shelf.
Yeah, I think there's I think companies are getting better and better. Airfix have upped their game. Not so sure about Revel at the moment.
Revel's not really a company, though. That's the problem.
I don't like dissing like Revel. I don't like slating any company, but I don't see much in the way of all these other companies, Airfix and ICM and all that. They're bringing out all these new tooling kits and stuff like that. I don't see much from Revel.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, they're not really another company owns the Germany one. Revel isn't going to have anything new, really, for a while.
Well, Revel are releasing a new tool, Tornado GR4, that people have been waiting for ages. But with all this stuff that we've got cracking on at the minute, it's been put back till the tail end of the year when it should have been released. I think it was January, February time it was due out.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
With all countries going into lockdown and stuff, it's been put further and further and further back. And it's going to be a new tool kit, but I'll wait till I can get my hands on one and then compare it to their GR1, because I think basically what it'll be the old GR1 kit with a few new parts, shall we say. But
I mean, that's the problem with Revell. They do that all the time. They say they're coming out with something new, and it's just the old kit they did in the 70s, just a little bit better in detail, or they processed it better, so it doesn't have over scale.
They seem to have a connection with ICM, because at the moment they're bringing out a lot of ICM's new toolkits. So ICM bring out a new toolkit, and then 8 weeks later, Rev will bring the same kit out in their box.
It's like Josh has just said, right? Let's go back to late 70s, early 80s, right? I bought the new tooled 32nd scale Harrier GR1, right? I got the kit home, opened the box. It was raised panel lines, right? It was so basic, it was unreal. There was a handful of parts, right? And I think I paid something about £3 for it back then, right? That has just been re-released as a new kit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's 25, 30 quid. And it's
same tooling.
Yeah, it's exactly the same kit. In fact, what I'll do one night when I get up into the loft to do a bit more tidying out done, I'll actually grab one and I'll bring it down and show it you. Right? Because the new kit that they've come out in the fancy new box with a fancy colour scheme on the box is exactly the same one I got upstairs that dates back to the 70s.
Oh dear. And they've actually said that it's a new. Have they said it's a new tool?
New release for this year.
Oh right, new release. See, that's where people get mixed up, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, new release and new tool are completely different.
Yeah.
That's also the company too, because they do say new tooling, and it's the old kit. So it's which one do you believe?
This is one of the problems that Airfix started to have, right? Because they started to re-release some of their old kits in new boxes, right? And people were buying them thinking it was a new tool kit, finding out, let's take the blending Mark IV, right? You could go and buy that in a new fancy red box and stuff. Yeah, it's the old kit from the 80s with raised panel lines, raised rivets. It's covered in them, right? And if it's got a bit of a backlash from the modelers and the modelling building community saying, look, you can't keep doing this. It's basically ripping us off. You're saying it's a new kit. Yeah, it's a new box with an old kit. So what Airfix have started doing now, they've started to release some of their back catalogue. New release classics.
Yeah.
Right? So it might be an old Airfix kit like the Domini, the T1 Domini, right? They've just that's been re-released again, right? But it says it's new box, Airfix Classics. So it's the old kit in a new box. But Revell did the same sort of thing with their Harrier, new for 2020, 32nd scale Harrier GR1. You open the box, and it's even got the date stamp in the fuselage on the inside of the wings when it was produced.
Right. Anyway, we're going to have to close it off there.
Rant's over for tonight.
Yeah, that's been really interesting, actually. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you all again next week. So for now, it's bye from me.
Good night from me.
Bye.